Good evening, everyone. This is Rabbi Karen thanking you for joining us on our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. I hope everybody's well. I hope you're safe. I hope you're just, not too hot, not too stormed out, and that everybody is just doing well. So thank you for being here as we begin our Tuesday Ma'ariv service. All right, so right now we're on Zoom. We're with Sue, Joanne, Kim, Ellen, Reba, Rudolph, Mindy, and Vicky. This is our Zoom group. Hang on, I'm just trying to pull up some lists that I have because I have so many people who need prayers that I keep a list. Okay, and also we have on our restream people from Facebook, people from YouTube, and simshalom.com. And Albert's on our restream. So we're saying hi to Albert and everybody else who's watching us. And I hope you are just enjoying our services this evening. Okay, share and our services. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is and how pleasant when we dwell together in unity. And now our call to praise. Baruch hu et Adonai hamavorach. Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed. Praise Adonai, to whom praise is due forever. Praise be Adonai, to whom praise is due now and forever. By the way, we're going to be having a lightning storm while we're having heavy rain. So if we do start with lightning and thunder, I'm going to say a quick adios, shalom, and we will talk at another time. I just got an alert saying you have lightning 5 miles away from your house. So we'll see what happens. Last week, lightning hit a tree in my community and it tore that tree apart. So it's nothing that we joke about. The blessing. We thank Adonai for separating light from dark and dark from light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, bechokma poteach sha'arim, uvitvuna meshaneh tim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader kochavim b'mishmeroteim barakia kirtzono. With wisdom you open gateways, with understanding you alter times, vary the seasons, and assign the stars to their watches in the sky. Borei yom v'layla golel or mipnei choshek v'choshek mipnei or, umavir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uvein layla, Adonai tzivot shemo. El chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu li'olam v'ed baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim. O living and ever-enduring God, reign over us forever and ever. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who brings on twilight. Everlasting love you offer your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night, we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo, Yisrael. All right, let's take a look at who's here. We still have in our Zoom room Sue, Joanne, Reba, Ellen, Kim, Rudolph, Mindy, and Vicky. So welcome everybody. These are our Zoom folks. Let's see who's on Restream. We have Albert and Ruth. So thank you for joining us this evening. I hope everybody is happy and safe and cool and dry. which sort of describes Florida. Not cool and not dry. But it's not snowing. Okay. So welcome all, and we shall go back to our. And now the prayer that states our creed to all who listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Baruch Shem Kivod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Blessed be the name of his glorious kingdom forever and ever. And now, V'ahavta, and you shall love. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently to your children. And you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy, holy unto your God. And speaking of miracles, as the women went through the parting of the Red Sea, they sang this song of praise. Mi chamocha bailim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh norati hilot osef eleh. Malchutecha ra'u beinecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam. Ze'eli anu, ve'amru Adonai yimloch le'olam ve'ed. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Praised are you, Adonai, for redeeming Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. Ashivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, ve'achamidenu malkeinu l'chaim, ufrosh aleinu sukat shalom mecha. I want everybody to fill in your own prayer at this point. In English, doesn't have to be in Hebrew. What are you asking for? And everybody at home, on Zoom and Restream, put in your thoughts. What would you be asking for at this time? If anybody wants to unmute themselves and say their words aloud, you're more than welcome. I'd love to hear it. Okay, we're having private prayer today, and that's good. That's also good for the soul. Ellen?
Okay, I put the peace, caring, and kindness.
Always good things to hope for. Is there anybody else who wants to join in? Or, like I said, you can keep your prayer private. It's fine.
Yes, I do.
Go ahead.
Just for myself personally, I'm praying to have patience and bring the light to the people I love.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Sue, did you want to say something?
Well, I was going to say strength for the helpers who have been, tirelessly helping these people that are victims of the floods and those that are survived. And they're just almost going on fumes. And I think they need our prayer for strength. And as I say, look for the helpers, and that's where we're going to find them. And
so true. So true. My prayer is a little more selfish. I ask for peace for myself so that I could be my best for everybody else. Because if I can't have it for me, then I can't give it.
Right.
So, okay. Baruch atah Adonai haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. Blessed are you, Eternal One, who spread your shelter of peace over us, all your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. And before I go any further, does anybody know if Marvin's okay?
Oh no, he wasn't here yesterday.
Yeah,
And
I was
I,
at,
s- I sent him a message through Facebook. He didn't answer me, so
I
I
was,
don't know.
yeah.
Well,
I
if
was thinking the same thing because he was not here last night.
okay, well, if
Yeah.
I don't worry right at the moment because sometimes he's a little late. But if he wasn't here last night, please, if you hear of anything, you can always reach me through Facebook.
Okay.
Let me see if there's anybody who has anything in Restream to say. My Restream folks. Okay, Barbara's here. Okay, anybody here from Marvin on Restream? If you have, let us know. Okay.
Rabbi Ruthie had made with I think it was Marvin's cousin. If something were to happen to Marvin, he would notify Rabbi Ruthie.
Okay, well, I'll send a text to the rabbinic group and we'll see what we can find. Okay, thank you for sharing that with me. Yitgadal v'yitgada shemei rabba b'yamad dibra hirutei v'yamlich malhutei b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael Bagala, Bagala, Ubizman Kariv, Vimru Amen, Yeshme Rabba Mevorach, Lialam Liamea Maya Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Vibar, Viroman, Vinase, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitala, Shmed Hudusha, Brihu, Leila, Mikobechata, Vishirata, Tush bechata v'nechemata damiram yalma v'yimaru amen. And now our standing prayer, which only if your body allows. Otherwise, please remain comfortable. This first prayer is a reminder to Adonai of a promise made to our ancestors, Avot, our fathers, V'imaot, and our mothers, and reminding Adonai we're all mishpacha. So we need to hope the promise remains. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu wow, I wonder. Okay, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol v'Hagibor v'Hanura El Elyon. Gomer chasadim tovim v'konei hakol. V'zoher chazdei avot v'imaot. Umevi gula livnei v'neihem. L'man shemo ba'ahava. Melech ozer u'moshia u'magen. Baruch atah Adonai. Magen Avraham. Ve'ezrat Sarah. You made the promise to Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. She's not in capitals here. And yes, please, we're asking. You're the God of our ancestors. You're our God. Please bless us and keep the promises. Here we're saying that Adonai is our only strength, the only superhero that we need, because Adonai gives life to the living. Atagi bo le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol rav lahoshia, Mechakeh ha'im bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim v'rofei cholim, Umatir asurim, Umkayem emunato Lishene afar, micha mocha bal givuro, umido melach, melech memid, kayem, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'nemanata lahayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, Mechaye Hakol. Okay, welcome one and all. I'm going back to Restream. And by the way, do you realize it's almost August? We're going to start talking about the high holidays soon. Yeah, let's just realize it's going to be coming up pretty soon. Okay, Parsha Matot Masai. This Parsha begins with women and it ends with women. The vows. It delineates the rights of women who make vows. Male heads of household can overrule decisions made by women of the house, be it a daughter, sister, or a wife. So the male head of the household can overrule vows made by women. Let that register. Male head of household can overrule decisions and vows made by the women. Male vows. Men cannot go back on the word when making a vow to Adonai. Women make an oath. Her father hears it and has no objection, so the vow stands. The male has no objection. The father or the brother or the husband is given the right to annul that vow if they don't agree. Let's look at this relationship to Kol Nidre. In Kol Nidre, we're absolved. Hey, I mentioned the high holidays. We absolve from vows made under duress. Both absolve. One is requested by the person, the other is requested by someone else. The male head of the household requests absolution. Why? Get back to that. Why? The daughters of Zelophehad. In the last parsha, the daughters approached, requesting their inheritance of their father's land, since there were no sons. First time women ever made a demand. It was granted by Adonai with no stipulations. The daughters were given the honor. Their names are listed 3 times in the Torah. These are the women who fought together for their rights: Mala, Tirzah, Heglah, Milcah, Noah. As the children of Israel were approaching the promised land, the tribe of Manasseh grew concerned that if the daughters married and their sons were to inherit the land that belonged to Zelophehad, the land would go to the tribe of the husband or the son. They felt this would violate the divine command, and it was decreed which tribe would get which parcels of land. So let's recognize that as they are coming closer to the land, the division of it was foremost in the leader's mind. Remember, they said it was a violation of divine command. Let's see if we think that's accurate. The compromise. The 5 women had to marry within their tribe. Any sons would still be then members of that tribe. They could marry any male, but within their tribe. No male relative could claim guardianship of the women or the land. Hey, that's a little different. No male can claim guardianship of the women or rights to the land. It goes from the women to the sons, as long as it stays within the tribe. That was the conclusion of the book of Numbers. So, you can unmute yourselves. If you're in Restream, you could type for me. Why would women not be held responsible for vows they made? Any thoughts on why women couldn't be taken seriously if they made a vow? I'll give you my guess. Go ahead.
I think it was a loss of power because it was so patriarchal, and that if they had that choice, if the women had that choice, then the men were losing some of their rights or power.
So you're talking in reality.
Yes.
Okay. I think in their rationale, women were just too emotional. Women could not make good vows, good promises, because they may get hysterical or whatever we all heard about how women react to things. So what I'm saying justifies what you're saying, Ellen. Okay?
Yeah.
That's justification they used on, look, how many years did it take for women to get the vote?
But a lot of the books written, the Victorian era or the Regency era, it's all the women can't do that. It's always because they're going to get hysterical. They
Mhm.
don't have the emotion, and so it goes. Yeah.
Fooled them. We fooled them. Okay, so why would men be responsible for disallowing that vow? The husband, even if it was let's say, a widow with a son, the son would be responsible for what the mother says. So why would men be allowed to disavow those vows? Come on, Rudolph, you're our male here tonight.
Yes, but I don't have any idea on this point.
Okay.
I wonder if
All the women I knew in my family, my mother, some aunts, or my wife, they are rational people
Yeah. But let's go back
who,
about 4,000 years.
yes,
You know, I know what you're saying. Well, could it be that they're afraid that women would create vows that would harm their family, their land, so the men could override it? Because women are
possibly
just so
so.
irrational. Women are just so emotional and irrational.
Yeah, but
Or
couldn't men do
maybe,
the same thing?
Rudolph, could men be irrational?
yes, and
Yes.
I
Good.
think possibly it had to do with women being on the same intellectual level than men, and that was not allowed in every situation, possibly,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
could it be
Okay.
that women were more considered I want to use the word property of the
Mhm.
male,
Yeah.
and so they weren't really equal, to
Really equal? How about not at all?
yeah.
Okay. Today it's girl power. Women are something smarter. I don't think women have changed in that being smarter. I think it's just more acceptable that women, um, it's not better than, worse than, but equal to in logic, not be dismissive.
Because Rabbi, in the daughters of Zephyrlon, they were known already in that time. They ran around. They were in the fields. They had already the thought to go beyond their constrictions.
Mhm.
And I think because that's said, or that was a midrash. I think I don't remember where, but I think the fact that they had that feeling already. Because another group may have said, "Oh, yeah, what's going to happen to us?" But they fought for it.
Okay. Okay. Sometimes you got to fight for what you want, right? Sometimes you just have to fight. I may have told this story. When I was about 8 years old, we used to go to school after school, and play in the like auditorium, whatever the room was, and they had chess sets and checker sets and all sorts of stuff. And the boys got to go in the gym. And guess who was not happy about that? 8-year-old Rabbi Karen and my friend Judy. And we went over to the head of the gym and said, we want to go and play. And they tested us out. I think we were playing punch ball. We had to make sure that if we got hit with the ball, we didn't cry. That's what they were checking to see if we were going to cry. And she and I were the only females that went out to the gym or in the yard to play. I don't know, we played baseball, stickball, dodgeball, punch ball, whatever it was. We had to be tested. None of the boys got tested, but we had to be tested because I guess we might get too emotional. Okay. And what am I talking about? 60 years ago? Not 4,000? So it's just that premise, that idea. Okay.
Like me at one time, I was pretty athletic and when I was younger, and I could run good, do all that stuff, but I wanted to learn how to pole vault, but they wouldn't let me because no, that's for the boys. But my mom always said, women are smart because they can manipulate to the point where the man will think it's his idea. As long as it'll be his idea, but it's really us.
Yeah, but it's a shame we have to do it in that
I
manner.
know.
Just can't be straight out about it.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's getting better.
Oh yeah.
60 years ago, this 8-year-old little pisher had to fight to get into the gym. And I don't think the girls would have to fight today to go in the gym. So, it's all evolution. It is all evolution, such as the daughters of Zelophehad. They were the first to inherit land. There were stipulations, but the first women, they pleaded to Adonai. Adonai said, okay, sure, go ahead. So Marlene, good evening. Thank you for joining us. So, as I said in one other Parsha, we've come a long way, baby.
Yep.
Okay, let's get back to we still haven't had any lightning yet, so we're going to go back to our service. So let's take a few minutes to listen to the prayers in our hearts and our minds. Ose shalom birumav, uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, bimru, imru, amen. May the one who causes peace to reign in the high heavens, let peace descend on all of us and all of Israel, and let us say, amen. Okay, we're going to begin for our prayer for healing. So let me stop playing with that. And let me go through my list as you all type in the names, or for some of you, you'll say the names of those who need our healing thoughts and prayers. Shoel ben Rivka, Yehudit bat Bela, Boomer, Luna, Sammy. Now let me change that. Boomer and Luna and Oliver. Rav Yehoshua ben Meir, Kenny, Basha Tova Bat, Eva, Rivka, Ronnie, Carrie, daughter of Bonnie, Joyce, Seal's daughter, Chanazisa Bat Sally, Nahum ben Gerla, Maxine Paul, Shalom ben Tova, Bobby, Baska Bat Chana, Barbara's brother, Fega Bat David Va'adel, Benjamin Feivel ben Zisel, Bruce, son of Melissa, Lance, Shelley, Bat Claudia, Melissa and her mother, Linda Seal, Gail Hughes, Gloria, Rita, Liba, Bat Lena, Hannah bat Leola, Shelley Holt, Carrie bat Christina, Avram ben Adel, Gladys, Matilda, daughter of Lucretia, and Shalom ben Chava. Okay. Let me look at the names that are here. Yes, Jean, that's what I said, or those who are going to read it. All those who are spiritually and physically suffering around the world. All seem Shalomis who are ill. Ellen Freeman, Ellen Rose, Joanne Hall, Professor Gruber, Ellen D., and all cancer patients, and all in Israel who need peace and healing, and Rudolph's cousin Sylvia. For all seem Shalomers and our dear rabbis, for Joanne, Ellen, Rose, and Ellen Friedman, Reba, Rudolph's cousin Sylvia, Sue and Bob, Marvin and Howard, Albert and Valerie, Jeff and Lynn, Mindy, Vicky, Ruth, and Rebecca Waters. All families affected by natural disasters in our country and abroad, for our brick and mortar rabbi, Rabbi David Goldstein, for Sue's husband, Professor Robert, Sue's mother-in-law, Dorothy, and friend Jean, Sue Buchanan, all seem Shalomers and their families in need of healing. Nobody on, okay, on Restream. Okay, Joanne, go ahead.
I'm praying for John Hall, Amanda, Renee O'Leary, Jim Garlitz, Jerome LaFrancis, Dave Hall, Annie Hall, Michael Gray, Donnie McManus, Sharon Carson, Sharon Day. All Sim Shalomers are families and pets who need healing. Rabbi Deborah, Rabbi Shush, Rabbi Galit, Ollie and family, Golam and family. Albert, I hope your pain is less than yesterday. I'm praying for you and your family. Rudolph's cousin Sylvia, Marvin Gruper, I hope you're okay. Rebecca Waters, Ellen Rose, Ellen Friedman, Sue Buchanan, Sandy Griffith, and myself. Thank you.
Thank you. Valerie, Erin, Maddie, Trey, Max, Rabbi Galit, Amy, Tamara, Albert, and our loving pets. Who is the one that said that it's Rabbi Ruth that's in touch with Marvin's cousin? Okay.
Yes.
I'll send out an email and see what we can find. Okay, share. Okay, I went backwards a little bit. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mechol habraha limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imotenu v'chol habracha li'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kikoye haratzot, v'lo samanu kimishpachot hadama, shelo sam helkenu kahem, v'goralenu kicho hamanam, v'anachnu korim u'mishtachavim u'modim, lifnei melech malchei hamlachim, Hakadosh Baruch Hu, v'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol ha'oretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shmo echad. We recall the loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have taken into our hearts with our own. The memories of all of them are with us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we praise Adonai and pray for the coming of Adonai's kingdom. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei rabbah. Yamad divrachirute v'yamlich malhute. B'cha yechonu v'yumechon. Uvchaye d'chol beit Yisrael. Bagalav zman kari v'yimru amen. Yehi shmei rabbah mevorach li'olam al mea maya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yiroman v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal. Shemei d'kudashah b'richu. Le'elam mincho b'chata v'shirata. Tush b'chata v'nechemata. Damiram v'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlema rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'rumav. O Yehu. Oseh shalom b'rumav. Yehu yaseh shalom. Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May all those who are mourning be comforted by the one who comforts all. Well, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you happen to be, I want to wish you all peace, health, cool air, sunshine, be happy, may be spread around the world. And now I'm telling you, start thinking of those Yamim Noraim.
Yep.
Closer, it's time. It's that time. It's almost August, you
I
know.
think it's 2 months, isn't it, from Tisha B'Av?
Something, yeah, right. Tisha B'Av is first. That's what you generally in August, you know, in
August 3rd is Tisha B'Av. Yeah.
you know, in terms of inside, I think about how I could change, how I can make my New Year's resolutions. And then I think of my menu when we have family and friends over. So everybody be well, be happy, be healthy. And if you hear about Marvin, please let me know.
Toda Rabbi.
Toda Rabba.
Take
Good
care.
night,